How do you deal with all of the death, and how do you dissociate from work when you go home? This is probably one of the most common questions I get asked, especially when people are first starting off work in the ICU, and it is a very valid question. Dealing with all of that death is a very big part of what makes working in the ICU as emotionally draining as it is. There's a lot of different ways that this question can be answered, and I'm sure it's very personal to some degree as well, so I will share how I have learned how to deal with it. And that is remembering that death is inevitable. Death is not the enemy. We can't cure death. We can, however, cure unnecessary suffering. If it were not for the wonders of modern medicine, everybody that would enter the ICU would be dead. And not just dead, they would be in agony, they would be suffering, and they would never even get the chance to have some extra time to say goodbye to their loved ones. While I will always try to do everything I possibly can to combat death, just because death wins does not mean that we have failed or lose. We did not cause whatever pathology is claiming them, but if we get the chance to at least give them another day to spend with their loved ones, that matters. If we get the chance that even if their death is inevitable, we get to relieve their suffering, that matters. If we get the chance to give patients the death that anybody would want, one in their sleep, surrounded by their loved ones, that matters. Don't get me wrong, there are still a lot of deaths that stick with me. Young patients, unexpected patients, patients whose story just feels unfair, and that never gets easier, and I hope it never does, because it means that I still care. That's also probably why people in the ICU have such dark humor. It's a coping mechanism. It's not because we don't care. It's because we care so much that we have to guard ourselves to some degree. That's also why it's so important to not actually dissociate from work, but to live your life outside of medicine. For two reasons. One, in order to be able to process it. For example, I love going to the gym because it's my processing time. But two, to spend time doing the things that you love and spending time with the people that you love in order to remember what it is and why it is that we are fighting so hard to preserve at work every single day. Because it's not about dissociating, it's about remembering why we do this and what we're trying to fight. Also remembering that ultimately, our death is also inevitable. I fully admit that I don't have all of the answers and that this is how I'm currently dealing with it. So if anybody has any other brilliant thoughts, please share them, because this is such an important topic that I don't think gets talked enough about. You have to be kind and humble enough to accept that some things are genuinely beyond your control, no matter how good of a job you do.